Robbie Thomas here, local realtor in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. Thank you once again for returning back to the home of the Bay Area Downsizer. As always, subscribe to the channel, share the videos, like the videos, and tell a friend about the wonderful things in and around the Bay Area, California. Today, we are going to talk about selling your house as a for sale by owner, especially without a real estate agent. Yes, I know the market is crazy. It's still a seller's market, even with longer days on the market. And there's a lot of people out there who say, I want to sell the house myself because I just don't want to pay a real estate agent for doing nothing but putting a yard sign and some paperwork. I can do this myself. So what I want to do today is tell you what you need to do if you are set upon this journey of selling your house by yourself without me. And so if you want to sell your house via for sale by owner, here's the process. This is what you're going to need to do, which is right the first time itself. You don't have really a second time because things get affected, the market changes, the marketing needs to change. There's a lot of work. So the first thing we got to study in the market and do the analysis. What I have seen in the marketplace are people who list their house via for sale by owner and have no clue what their house is really worth. I've seen houses that even in this market where everything is very high, and houses that should sell for $2 million, even on the higher price bracket and that range, people have listed it for $2.5 million, and then they wonder why they don't sell. Here's rule number one. Find an agent who can honestly tell you what your house is actually worth and what it will sell for in today's market based on all the market conditions. Because if not, all you're going to do as a for sale by owner is scare buyers away and also help other properties on the market sell faster, basically indirectly helping your competition. So if you have got your house listed at 2.5 million as a for sale by owner after doing all the comparables but with a lower comparable, that's taking everything into consideration like your house condition, upgrades, bedrooms, baths, square footage, year it was built, age of the roof, price, etc. And when somebody comes to look, that is if they do come, that's the real buyer, they don't want to hurt your feelings and they give you a lower offer, lowball offer. So a lot of times they won't even present one offer. You're hurting yourself. At least contact an agent, find out what your house is actually worth, what it can sell for in today's market, and that's going to help you. Okay, that's number one. Number two is stage the house. Again, there are times when you shouldn't stage the house, but ask an agent first for consultation. Next, paint the walls light neutral inside and outside. If you can do it yourself, it's a great do-it-yourself DIY project for the family. You will save some money. Else, hire a painter to do it. After that, if you do not want to replace the carpets, at least shampoo the carpet, steam shampoo, or something that will get rid of all the clutter and the dog or the pet smell which is strong. Not everybody can handle those odors, although they don't bother you as a homeowner. All that stuff needs to be done. Remember, you're already at a disadvantage. You know you're not dealing with a realtor who has a huge database that can bring more buyers. So the only people that are going to see your house are people on a few websites like Zillow, For Sale by Owner, Craigslist, or some third-party sites. If not, maybe you spend a little money and maybe put it on the MLS using a flat fee company. There are plenty of them out there where you just put it on, but the agent or the representative does not do any work other than input it into the MLS. So stage your house, improve the curb appeal, make it look pretty and nice, Next, probably the biggest item on the checklist is photography and a property video. So as an agent, I spend a lot of money on professional photography and video. When I take listings of a house, I am absolutely shocked when I see others not do this. When I see for sale by homeowners just taking pictures of their house and then they're listing price on the third-party site is at 2.5 million for pictures that look bad. Who would have thought that you could just take pictures and just expect 2.5 million for a house like that? Here's the news flash. You're also going to need video, not just any video, but a very specific video that sells in today's marketplace using copywriting and storytelling. We are in 2024. You need video, period. Next, you're going to need a list. The house like you're doing it like an agent, even if you're a for sale by owner, because you have only third-party sites like Zillow, as I mentioned earlier, and for sale by owner sites and Craigslist. But very few people see them in those websites. To get a wider market of buyers, realtors do the work. We realtors move the market and bring people to places from different areas for specific buyer criteria. If you're not going to spend the money just and do it right, just spend a little money doing the initial staging and get a free guidance through a local realtor, and put it on a flat fee company who will do the inputting into the MLS for you. So at least other realtors who have buyers can bring you potential buyers. Next, let's talk about this. Let's talk about how you're going to deal with realtors. You put it on the websites and now realtors are going to contact you. So if you are a for sale by owner, this is how it works. Let's say you're willing to pay and you pay X% to sell your house with an agent, and Y percentage goes towards the buyer's concession from that if you choose to give. This includes the buyer agent's commission and the closing costs. The buyer does not pay the agent for getting them the house if the commission is at par with the pre-negotiated commission on the buyer and the buyer agent's contract before showing the house. If the seller concession to buyer is lower than the buyer agent's contract with the buyer, then the buyer is on the hook to pay their agent. As the buyer cannot get paid by the seller concession, the buyer agent can then only get paid as high as they had negotiated before showing the property. But either way, everything you do as a seller, even though you don't want to pay Robbie to sell your house, you want to save on that percent. That's cool and that's dandy. But just know that the qualified buyer that's coming to buy your house at 2 million or more, there's a 99% chance that they have got an agent, because most buyers trust agent expertise. And if the agent can't get paid, the buyer can't buy the house because they have no money to pay the agent after closing costs. And even if they love that house, so just so you know that your chances of finding somebody that isn't a buyer, who doesn't have a buyer's agent and is all cash buyer, are slim to none. So be prepared that you're going to have to work with an agent and still pay at least half the commission of what you think you should have paid. Keep in mind, all commissions are negotiable. Nothing is fixed. Just know that. Next is showings. So if you have to go to work, who's going to show your house, and how are you going to get people to see the house, inside the house? If you think you're going to show the house from 6 to 8 o'clock at night, you're missing out totally on the best buyers. Some of the buyers that really want to look at the house, they look at houses at 11 a.m. in the morning on a Wednesday, and you're at work during that time. You just miss premium buyers when you do that. And you miss them, and their agents, because you can't talk to them because you're not there, And what do the agents do? They take the buyer, because they don't want to lose the buyer. They take the buyer to another house on the market and get them into escrow and make them buy that. So you better have a pretty good plan of showing the house at all reasonable hours and days. Okay, now that you finally got an offer, let us say, and now you have got to start the negotiation process. Good luck. I hope you've got great negotiation skills, because you as a seller may not know it, but you have a huge vested emotional attachment to this house. You have sweat and blood in it. You have raised kids. You paid for it. You had to work 3 jobs probably to keep the house, and it's filled with fond memories. You can't negotiate how it needs to be negotiated. And here's the biggest reason why you need to hire a solid listing agent. Yes, I'm going to get the most money for you possible, period. When you sell a house by yourself, usually the people who end up buying the for sale by owner houses, they're investors. They beat you up on the price, on the contract, on the timelines, anything and everything that they can negotiate. So they can get you a lowball offer, and then they fix up your house in a short period, and they resell it for $200,000 more than what you sold it to them for. Or they fix it up and they just rent it out and make a boatload of money. You've got no backing and no support and no professional real estate experience. You just do not have what it takes to negotiate and get the most money possible. That little bit of money that you're trying to save, that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% or whatever that you're able to negotiate with your realtor, that realtor is probably going to get you double or more of what you pay. Now, for example, a homeowner that couldn't sell their home for $980,000, I sold it for them for $1.31 million in 2 weeks. How much do you think they saved not selling it at $980,000? Yes, they saved 100% of nothing. That's looking at a glass half empty versus selling it at $1.31 million that they made over $300,000 in that listing with me. So even after they paid me my commissions, they made much more than they could have had. Now, isn't that looking at the glass half full? Now, you're trying to save money, and that's not a bad thing. But negotiation is a big deal. Not everyone has that skill. So get some great negotiation skills as a for sale by owner. Next, you're going to have to learn how to write counter offers. Who's going to do this for you? What are you going to do it on? Are you just going to use the buyer agent's contract, which isn't in your best interest because it represents the buyer 100%? They're working for the buyer, not you. Or you use an attorney but who draws the paperwork but doesn't know real estate negotiation, because if they did, wouldn't they be a real estate agent too? So how are you going to handle that? Next, okay, let's say you got under contract, you got a real offer, you put them into escrow. Now comes the inspections. The buyers are going to order inspections, they're going to do the inspection, they're going to come back with a list of things from the inspection, and they're going to get back to that negotiation table again after it was done the first round. Next come appraisals. If it's not all cash, the bank will order an appraisal. What happens when the appraisal comes in much lower than the offered price? Like, what do? Oh no. What usually happens is that people start calling me on the phone and say, "Hey Robbie, this thing is much harder and bigger than I thought. Come get your commission and sell my house." But it already may be too late because you are already in contract. So always consider hiring a real estate agent. Now, after that, documentations come again from the title company. What do you write in the contract? What do you do to protect yourself as a seller? Keep in mind, An agent has been trained to do so professionally to help the seller. Finally, the best piece of info I could give you is, as your best friend, is this. If you're going to go down this road as a for sale by owner, get the best title and escrow company. They will handle all the legal things like paperwork and attorneys because through their network, and you can choose which one you want to go with, but not with other things like marketing and the sales. So have a great company, title company by your side, without which it is going to be crazy and hectic with you trying to sell the house. They can straighten some of these things out for you that I had mentioned. So after all, this is what you heard of. You feel like saving the commission, that's the way that you should try and go. If it is not worth for sale by owner direction, and if it's not worth all that aggravation and you still feel it's worth going the for sale by owner, just know that percentage that you're trying to save as a licensed realtor in your local area that knows your area and has a buyer database is going to make you more than likely double of what you are trying to save. Because when you sell that house, I can almost guarantee it was a lowball offer and I could have got you much more. So if you are looking to sell via for sale by owner, these are some of the tips for you. I wish you best of luck if you're living in Fremont and the surrounding Bay Area cities, and you're looking for a real estate agent that knows the ins and outs and can help you get you the maximum dollars in minimum time. All of my information is below. If you have a question, call me or text me and say, Robbie, I need to find out what my house is worth because I need to sell it. I will be more than glad to help you with that process with more invaluable information. If you have gotten any actionable information out of this video and you like this video, please smash like that button, and if you really like what you heard, please subscribe. I appreciate it. I wanted to wish you all the best, and as always, this is Robbie Thomas, your Bay Area downsizer. Stay focused, stay safe. Until next time, bye.